Hello everybody, welcome back to the Mystic Hawk YouTube channel. My name is Marty and I am the mouthpiece for the Mystic Hawk Collective. I hope everybody can hear me. So I'm out in the woods again at work in a beautiful spot. I've got the sage going, not only to clear the space, but to keep the mosquitoes off of me. It is the time of year, so this is not only good for repelling spirits, it repels mosquitoes as well. Wonderful. So yes, welcome. I am going to be doing readings. I do still do personal readings. However, keep in mind I won't be pulling from the tarot. I use what I'm going to be using today is medicine cards and the crystal, this wonderful crystal deck. It has all the different minerals and crystals in it and lots of advice on the back of the card. I really love these. I'm sticking with everything Mother Nature right now. I don't know if you've seen any of my other videos, but I'll briefly explain to you that I have been instructed by my guides, because just for me, I'm not, whatever anybody else does is what they do, but for me, I've been instructed by my guides not to use the tarot cards at this current time, because the symbols in the tarot, especially the ones like the Rider-Waite and all the very traditional ones, they're highly charged right now, and usually tarot cards are neutral, but right now they're being particularly charged. So let's say by less positive forces. The dark side, maybe. You know what I'm saying? They're just being charged up, so be aware of that. There's certain symbols in each and every card that are actually certain people, okay? I can't say it. I can't on YouTube. Just be careful. But I didn't want to completely quit doing the readings. That would defeat the purpose. Yes, I needed a bit of a break. I needed a bit of time to readjust and retool. But I figured out a way outside of the box to still bring readings to you guys. So I'm so glad to be back and be talking to you. And of course, you'll still get the channeled information, which is pretty much what you got from reading the cards. I just went along with the pictures I saw, and then it came off the top of my head. I want to introduce you to one of the wonderful little crystals that I found on my dig. This is a nice little Isis crystal, Isis spirit crystal. The spirit crystals, I don't know if you can see the little baby crystal. See those little bumps? Might be too close. See if I can get it to focus. Doing my best. Anyway, and also this is not just an Isis spirit crystal, but if you can see the little inclusion on the inside, that's what I call a Patronus crystal. It's not quite a phantom, but I really feel like this is a spirit protector crystal, and I'm going to get a pendant made out of it and wear it, or make a pendant myself. So I'm going to turn this into a pendant, and unfortunately I haven't been able to go back to Hot Springs and to dig some more crystals, because first my truck broke down and then we went into a shutdown the minute my truck got back on the road. That was frustrating because I was so looking forward. Excuse my coughing, it's the sage. Anyway, I was so looking forward to getting more crystals, but I will very soon. And some of the crystals and the power jewelry that I'm going to be making is going to be for sale. So yay! Okay. Let's see, anything else I want to talk about? Just a really quick recap about how to deal with your future self. I'm going to say, people, if you can develop a relationship with your future self, believe me, you can save your own ass so many times coming up, because the energies that we're coming into now, you really have to intuitively navigate them. And if you have a connection to your future self who has already been there, done that kind of stuff, as we say, well, can you imagine if you could tell your past self, hey, don't do that, or hey, you should go buy that lottery ticket with those numbers today instead of blowing it off? Probably nothing like that. It's just a big overblown example. But if you could do something, you may not be able to change your past, but actually you can, but we won't go that deep right now. But anyway, let's just say that your future self can influence you and be able to give you messages. But the problem is that it's not that your future isn't talking to you, is that you've got to learn to listen to how your future self talks to you by first being the future, okay? Being in the present moment and becoming your own future self. So go back and talk to your past. So I talked about that a lot more in depth in another video. I'll go into it more if you would like for me to, but basically you go back about a year to all the turning point moments, or even further back if you want, and just start talking to yourself. Okay, you may not have listened to yourself. Don't get frustrated. Don't judge. Don't hate on yourself. Now, the first thing you really have to do that I didn't cover in the last video is to reach out to your highest potential future self. And a lot of you may want to say the one with the big house and the big car. Oh no, that's not your happiest self. I'm talking about your happiest self, the one that is well-being. That might be for a few of you, and that's good. That's all good. But really, those things, the material abundance, actually would come a lot easier if that's something you choose to have. Once you get to that place, will flow to you so much easier if you're in a place of being well balanced, very centered, in your 0 point energy, in your space of being able to listen to your future self. Because remember, your future self is also asking for its higher future, and eventually you make it all the way to your higher self. So that's how, through this chain to these future selves, you can actually have a direct connection to your higher self. A lot of people say it's that way. Well, yes, it is, but I also see it's easier for some people to do it through time, if you're so inclined to do that, and you work through your own timeline. You change your own timeline by having conversations with your future self that gives you nudges to do this or that. And trust me, I had an incident just not too long ago. Hey, you need to look into something. You need to try something. And come to find out, oh yes, that didn't work. I wouldn't have gotten to participate in something I really wanted to do had I not listened and followed through with the instructions. Oh, that didn't work. I have to talk to people, have to find another way around, another solution. And I'm so very glad. There's many, many times where I did listen to my future self. Now, before I won't go too much longer into this, but what I do want to tell you guys, once you practice it for a month, it doesn't have to be that far out. Once you keep talking to your past self, you'll start hearing your future for a week ahead, a month ahead, however far. So you'll start getting little nudges. So just play with it, give it a try. So okay, that's that. I know I ran through that real fast. You may have to go back and listen to it, skip ahead, whatever you need to do if you don't want to hear about it, but that is one of the keys that you're going to need. Remember, I told you, I'm not just going to be reading cards for people, for just reading cards anymore. I'm going to try to give you some really important life skills, how to navigate through these coming times. So there you go, a little bit on the future self there. And now, on to your reading. Hello, Leo and Leo risings. I forgot to say that in the other ones, but I figure y'all know that by now. Okay, so welcome. Now, before I get into your reading, I'm always looked around and kind of wanted to hear the messages that were going on in the woods, and I saw a lot of squirrels playing. So, the playful squirrels, they're the gatherers, gathering your resources, gathering your power, gathering information. So I feel like in May 2020, this is going to be a powerful gathering month for you. Okay? So I do feel the energy of gathering, pulling things in, or organizing, putting things together, getting things in order. So again, gathering and having a good time doing it, because squirrels are very playful. They have a great time going out and gathering things and playing with each other, stealing each other's acorns, So there you go. That's the squirrel energy. Now, with the medicine cards I had for your past position, and I have pulled the 3 cards because I've been talking to you about past, present, and future selves. So I got one for each. All right. This is a very interesting reading. So, of all the ones I've gotten so far, so you have Spider of creativity. Are you feeling creative, or in the recent past have you reawakened your creative spark? What are you weaving? What are you manifesting? This is also talking about you may need to go check your web to see if you've caught anything with your little creative web. Have you caught an idea? Have you caught an inspiration? Has something come to you in a particular form? It says, dance your dreams alive. So maybe it's about movement and dancing. Create from your heart's bliss and weave the web you want to live. Weave the web you want to live. So perhaps your present self now is going back and working with your past self and saying it's time to weave what you want. What do you want, Leo? You know, you want to keep going in the same circles that you always have been, or do you want to weave the web that you want to live? The next card we have is Whale. That's a whale of a situation, let me tell ya. Yeah, and this says, acknowledge your mission. Trust your path and become your chosen destiny. Acknowledge your mission, trust your chosen path, and become your destiny. Now, what else do I know about the whale card? It's talking about the star people. Whales were very much connected to Lemuria, people from, Lemurian descent. Perhaps you're a star seed. You're waking up to the star seed in you. If you've already been an awakened star seed for a while, you're wanting to connect to your mission, your life purpose. Even if you don't believe in all that, and that's fine. That's perfectly up to you. Take all of this as you will. If you doesn't resonate with you, don't resonate. Whatever. But I do feel like a lot of you are wakening up to, like, hey, there's something I meant to do when I came into this world. And boy, Leos, what a doozy you guys got. Leo rising, it's time. Open your eyes and pay attention. Trust yourself to recognize the gift being offered at this time. And your future self is what? Unlimited potential. It is the blank medicine wheel. So that means it's time to get that creative, get that pen, pencil out, get those drawing, whatever you do that's very creative, and you draw out your own future. What do you want it to be, Leo? What do you want? There you go. You're going to create that. So you have unlimited potential in your future. It's a blank slate. It's a blank piece of paper. The future is blank. Your future self says, hey, what do you want? You have come up, you have cleared so much up until now. You've come to a point where it's time to begin and start over. And now it's time to go for that unlimited potential. The crystal cards we have for you is Bloodstone. Isn't that pretty? See the little flecks of red in there? See, that's why they call it Bloodstone. It says, Bloodstone is an earthy green chalcedonia spattered with seriously activating red jasper. In the Middle Ages, some believed that the red splotches on the stone surface was the blood of Christ. Who needs it? The constantly overworked and completely drained by the soul-sucking mechanisms of modern life. It's good for Capricorns too, by the way. Let me say that again. The constantly overworked and completely drained by the soul-sucking mechanizations of modern life. Wow, that's a mouthful. Where to put it? Wherever you do your most important work, your spiritual, physical, and psychological work, okay? Keep it in your pocket. Take it with you everywhere you go. That's what I say. Bloodstone. And definitely you're working on something important with all this creative energy, tapping into your life purpose, and with that unlimited potential, your future self is trying to beam back to you, probably that way far out there future self. So listen. It says when to use it: when you're totally bled dry and it's time to get into your body and start feeling your darn self. Oops, I almost said a boo-boo word on the YouTube. Sleep. Get some exercise and take nourishment, and call on Bloodstone to drag your arse yeah, out of the house to face the day. Chin up and head high. Power up your vitals. So Bloodstone is about powering up your vitals. You're getting your blood moving, getting some exercise, feeling, it's about feeling bled dry, and there's a lot of like vampire feeling, like maybe there's people around you, they're asking too much, they take more than they give. Leos are very generous, and maybe you found yourself in that position of being a little too over generous. So again, bloodstone, and again, you can find these on Etsy. I know the rock shops aren't open right now, but people on Etsy are selling these. I don't know of any particular excuse me, particular ones. It's really hard, my body being in that position and leaning forward and trying to talk. So that's what it is. So power up your vitals. Try to stand up straighter. Okay, amethyst. All right, that's that mind crystal, the crystal of the mind. Amethyst is a lilac to dark purple semi-precious gemstone from the quartz family. The ancient Romans believed amethyst got its lush purple color when the god Bacchus spilled wine on a clear stone. Of course, Bacchus would do that, right? Today, amethyst is believed to assist in connecting with the big guy in the sky. Who needs it? Train wrecks who go off the rails on the wet and wild route to Bacchanania. Any Pisces? So, where to put it? The interior decorator's little purple secret. Amethyst can uplift the vibe of any living space. Looky here. I have a real one. Look. Da-da, da-da. See, I brought it with me to do these readings. Kind of lift up the vibe while I'm here. Says when to use it. When it's time to give up the victim routine and start living with a purpose. When it's time to give up the victim routine and live with your purpose. Remember, got the download from the stars. Here's your mission. We're giving you unlimited potential, kings and queens of Leo out there. What are you going to do with it? All right, there's your reading. Being very creative, the past self. Your past self has been weaving this web. And you got your download, unlimited potential, and it's up to you, Leo. Congratulations, wonderful reading. What are you going to do with it? You've gathered your energy, you've gathered your power with the squirrel, and I think it's time to rock on. Go, Leos. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep being creative, but you really do need to get out of the house if you're feeling kind of blocked and drained by other people. Pull back, gather your energy back from the people taking it so much. All right? All right, thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, all that good stuff. Give me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. All that. If you want a reading, it's all in the information down below. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye now. Choo-choo.